Chapter 7 Miscellaneous, Section 62 to 66. Which of the following is incorrect regarding the meaning of mercantile quality of good? The good are free from patent defect. In sale of good by auction, as soon as hammer fall, the good becomes the property of the buyer, even if there is a condition that the good shall not be removed before the payment. Under Section 63 of Sales of Good Act, reasonable time is question of fact. When the good are capable of many purposes and the buyer does not mention his purpose to sell to the seller, the condition as to the fitness cannot be implicated. A contract of sale is a contract of sale by sample when there is an express or implied term in the contract to the effect. Which of the following is to satisfy to avail the exception under Section 16 Clause 1 of Sales of Good Act 1930? All of the above. The buyer should make to known the seller the particular purpose for which the good is required. The buyer should rely on the seller's skill or judgment. The buyer must have a description which the seller supply in course of his business. Baldroy versus Marshall is a leading case relating to fitness for buyer. Condition and warranty in a contract may be express or implied. Of sales of good under Sales of Goods Act 1930 creates a jus in rem. Under the Sale of Good Act 1930, the delivery can be all of the above, symbolic, actual, constructive. The Sale of Good Act 1930 is based on the English Sale of Good Act 1893. In case of a buyer buys on mobile phone from the finder of the phone without the knowledge of such defect, the title and the defect is later discovered. The buyer would be required to return the good to the real owner and recover the consideration of sale from his seller. If any person has been supplied within necessary and it is not competent to contract due to he is not competent to contract due to lunacy, the reasonable price of those things can be recovered from him under the Sale of Good Act. Under the Sale of Good Act, transfer of property in goods mean transfer of ownership. Which one of the following is not a feature of hire purchaser agreement? Hire purchaser agreement is not treated as billment. A commission B to paint a portrait of him at a price of 5,000 and supply to B painting material. What is the nature of transaction? Contract for work and labor. A agreed to purchase from B a certain quality of coal, but ship carrying coal has yet to be arrived at the port. When sell the property in coal passes to A from B. When the when the ship arrives at the port with the coal. In an agreement to sell, the buyer has paid the price, but before sale take place, the seller became insolvent. Can the buyer claim the property in the good? No, he cannot, as the property in the good have not yet passed to the buyer. Which one of the following cannot be subject matter of contract of sale under Sale of Good Act? An actionable claim. In case of guarantee, the liability of surety is coextensive with the principal debtor. Between the finder and the owner of the good, there is no contract, but the finder of good is subject to the same responsibility as that of the bailee. Ram lives in Mumbai. Order brass utensil from Suraj establishment in Muradabad. Suraj sent the utensil through the carrier to Ram's office in Mumbai. Ram refuses to take delivery. The carriers leave utensil in the office of Ram against the will of Ram. Ram stopped payment. Can Suraj excise the stoppage in transit? Yes, the goods are still in transit. In the contract for sale, under the Sale of Good Act, the subject matter must be preliminarily related to goods. Which one of the following statement is correct? Apart from the expression contract, the seller of good is not bound to deliver them until the buyer applies for delivery. Which one of the following statements are correct? Answer using the given code below. Property in good does not passes buyer till apportionment. Which one of the following is incorrect? Under the Sale of Good Act, to make a buyer liable for neglecting or refusing delivery of good, the following condition must be fulfilled. The seller informed the buyer to ignore the delay and take delivery. Where the complainant alleging a defect in the good which cannot be determined without proper analysis or test of good, the sample of the good forwarded to appropriate laboratory test. Such type of case finding report within dash days. 45 days. The dealer includes person who engaged all of the above. The building bodies for attachment to chassis in repair of motor vehicle in the business of hypothecation leasing the hire purchaser to the vehicle. The Latin maxim nemo det quod non habitat means no man can pass better title than he has.